Number 12. The directions are find the specified term, and I'll show you what that means. First we'll have 3. This is my sequence. 3.5, 4, 4.5, and so on. We want to find t sub 35. That means find the 35th term. Find the 35th term. So follow the same steps. What is d? D is, let's see, from 3 to 3.5. That's 0.5. 3.5 to 4. That's 0.5. So d is 0.5. And the first term, t sub 1, is just 3. And then after that, we use the formula. Those are the 3 steps. So the formula is t sub n equals the first term, 3, plus n minus 1 times d. What is d? 0.5. Distribute. 3 plus 0.5 n minus 0.5, 2.5 plus 0.5 n. So I have a formula now, and I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to use that to find my 35th term. I'm going to plug in 35 for n. 35 equals 2.5 plus 0.5 times 35. Right? Is that the formula? Yes, it is. So what do I get? I get t sub 35 equals 2.5 plus 17.5, which turns out to be t sub 35 equals 20. So the 35th term is 20. It's that easy. It's me! It's me, Mario!
It's me, Mario!
The next example. Is something different. So we're going to have to do something different. Stay with me. Example 13. The instructions here are the same, except for they don't give you all the terms. They just give you only a couple terms. So here we'll have t sub 8. The 8th term is 60. The 12th term, t sub 12, is 48. And they want us to find t sub 60, which is the 60th term. So we're going to have to think a little bit, and then I'll do another example where we're not thinking so much. We could just do it. First, what I'm going to do, in order to find d, because I want to find d, is to go 48 minus 60. I'm taking my later term and subtracting it, or subtracting my earlier term. I'm finding the distance between those terms. So I'm going to go 48 minus 60, and that will give me negative 12. That's the distance between the numerical values of my terms, 48 and 60. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 12, or go 12 minus 8, which is 4. This is the number of terms between 48 and 60. Okay, so when I have 60, I go 4 times, and then I get to 48. What that means is I'm going to be adding my d value 4 times. And during that 4 times, I'm going to add negative 12. So to get d, I don't know if this will make sense, but to get d, I have to go negative 12 divided by 4. So this is for D. And in this case, that equals negative 3. So D equals negative 3. So I found D. Now I want to find the first term. It's kind of the same steps, just a little bit more thinking. How do I find the first term? Well, I have D, and I have a starting term, 8. How many terms do I have to go backwards from 8 to get to term 1? Well, let's count it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I had to go back 7 times. 7 terms. So what I'm going to do is, instead of adding D 7 times, I'm going to start with 60 and subtract D 7 times. So I'm going to have 60 minus our D value, which is negative 3. But I'm going to do that 7 times so I can get to term 1. So times 7. And that will be term 1. So that ends up being 60 minus, or plus 21, negative and a negative. So that equals 81. So my first term is 81. I have D, so now I can get a formula. And then I can plug in 60. So my formula will be T sub n equals the first term, which is 81, plus n minus 1 times D, which is negative 3. Distribute. Minus 3n plus 3. T sub n equals 84 minus 3n. And now I'm going to plug in 60 for n, because I want to find the 60th term. So here we go. 60. T sub 60 equals 84 minus 3 times 60, which is T sub 60 equaling 84 minus 180. 6 times 3 is, yeah. That's 0. And T sub 60 is equal to negative 96. And now I'm done. So what are our steps here? Well, let's see. 1, find the distance between the terms. Find distance between terms. Step 2 was finding the distance between the term numbers. Finding distance between term numbers. And that was, again, the 12 minus the 8, finding how many terms were between there. Then step 3 was use that to find D, I think. Yeah. Use that info to find D. After you found D, the next thing was to find the first term, so that would be number 4. Go backwards to find the first term, t sub 1. Five is use the formula and plug in. Plug it in, plug it in. So, one more example of doing all of that without all the talk. So let's see, what do we got here? Can I do it on the same page? We will see. This will be example 14. If you want, you can try this before you see it, and then see if you get it right. See if I get it right. I don't know. T sub 5 equals 57. The eighth term, t sub 8, equals 81. And we want to find t sub 16. What is that? What is that? I don't know yet. Let's find out. So, step 1 was find the distance between the terms. So I'm going to go 81 minus 57. That's a 7. 81 minus 57 is 24. Next step was find the distance between the term numbers. So I'm going to go 8 minus 5. 8 minus 5, that's 3. And then I'm going to use that to find d. That was the next step. So d equals 24 divided by 3, which means d equals 8, right? I found d. Use that info to find d. So go backwards to find t sub 1. Alright, that's what I'm going to do next. So how many do I need to go backwards? I'm going to start with 5. How many do I need to go backwards? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I need to go back 4. So I'm going to start out with the fifth term, 57. And I'm going to subtract d, which is 8. But I'm going to do that 4 times. And this will be my first term. T sub 1 equals that. So what is this? 57 minus 32, which means we'll have 25. So T sub 1 is 25. Now that I have T sub 1, I can make a formula, and then I can just plug in 16. So here we go. T sub n equals 25, because that's the first term, plus n minus 1 times d, which is 8, and simplify. T sub n equals 25 plus 8n minus 8. My formula then is T sub n, let me draw an arrow, equals 25 minus 8, 25, 17, plus 8n. And now I can just plug stuff in, man. So T of 16, or T sub 16, equals 17 plus 8 times 16. What does that equal? Equals 145. So that's my answer.